Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Smackdown. This is from January 29th, 2021. This is the go home show for the Royal Rumble. A couple things that I thought were very effective. One, they clearly were alluding to sort of the multi-man feel of the Royal Rumble with the 6-man, which turned into an 8-man. Again, showing signs of this thing of sort of doubling up matches on shows, which is a very weird trend, and hopefully the Royal Rumble match will end that. And again, the problems of a Royal Rumble match, again, these are more of the booking issues and things like that I think are more interesting to talk about instead of just a match-by-match rundown, right? They have Royal Rumble coming up, but they have no crowd. And so a number of the things you would normally do to elicit a crowd response, they're not doing, or they're doing in advance in this go-home show, and the return of Braun Strowman being the most obvious example. Would it have been more effective to have him show up during the Royal Rumble itself as a surprise? Probably not. And hopefully whatever surprise they have in the Royal Rumble is a much bigger deal. I think they were smart to bring Braun Strowman back for this. We also saw the push begin for Bianca Belair. I guess you couldn't say begin, it's been happening, but obviously scoring a clean pinfall win over Bayley is a big deal. We got SmackDown opening up. We got Michael Cole, we got Corey Graves, Daniel Bryan's there, cuts a very good promo talking about his career in retrospect and how important the Royal Rumble is. He doesn't know how many more WrestleMania moments he has left. AJ Styles shows up with Omos, etc., etc. Bragging, all that kind of good stuff. We set up a thing with Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. One half of the show to promote the other half, less I. But it is what it is. We're going to have the final showdown at the Royal Rumble with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. I think this is an accurate way to bill it in order to sort of address the fact that, my God, they're wrestling each other again. Cool. So we show the replay from last week showing Bianca Belair defeating Bayley in the Ultimate Athlete Obstacle Course Challenge, and then how Bayley attacked her afterwards. And now we have a match, and it's good, and Bianca Belair wins. So Belair joins Kayla on the ramp for an interview as Bayley's recovering. Belair correctly calls this the biggest win of her career. And then Belair uses this as a platform to say she's going to win the Women's Rumble match and challenge for the title at 37. Good stuff. Really good. A proper way to elevate Belair. I think a proper time to do it. And then give her this feeling of momentum going into the Women's Royal Rumble match, which really doesn't have a lot of stories, and now it does. And if they pull some shit about Lana coming out at 30 to an empty ring and winning that way, then WWE can go fuck themselves. Hopefully they don't do that. Bianca Belair is certainly one of the more interesting stories going into this thing. So a really good job. Credit where it's due, absolutely. Owens and Reigns are going to meet for a war of words later on. And Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. So pretty solid show from the looks of it. King Baron Corbin against Dominic Mysterio in our foregone conclusion match of the night. And sure enough, King Corbin wins. Corbin messes with Ray. And then Ray counters him. And Corbin gets laid out in front of the announcers as Ray tends to his son. Okay, well, an obvious move towards Corbin has beaten Dominic. Will he beat Rey Mysterio? Definitely serviceable mid-card feud. Big E's backstage asking what his Royal Rumble number is. Where's Adam Pearce? All that kind of stuff gets questioned. There's a reference to the big game, the GameStop stocks. Oh boy. Big E gets in the face of Miz. Brawl breaks out. People try to break it up. Commercial. Tamina Snuka versus Natalya is announced for Saturday's special airing of WWE Backstage. The winner will earn the number 30 spot in the Women's Rumble. Holy shit. That is a bunch of who gives a fuck. If I've ever heard it. SmackDown Women's Champ Sasha Banks. They talk about her match with the sommelier Reginald last week. Banks is walking backstage. Kalisto greets her. An embarrassing thing. But the long and short of it is Carmella versus Banks is official for the pay-per-view. Oh, God. Garza. Oh, my God. Cole leads us to a video package of Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. They're getting ready for their War of Words. Back to commercial. Cole has to plug Bad Bunny performing his Booker T single. Oh, shit. We still don't have the War of Words. Again, they're in this habit of promising things happening after the break and then not immediately giving it to us and throwing us off track. This is a very easy thing to fix that they need to look into fixing. It's just a bad look and it just feels weird as a fan, even if you don't directly know why. But we have Shinsuke Nakamura walking backstage. Sami Zayn calls him over. Sami's got that film crew with him, etc., etc., etc. He wants Nakamura to help him get the Intercontinental title back, etc., etc., etc. Nakamura blows him off. Yay. Michael Cole welcomes Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. They go back and forth. Long story short, it's good. They bring up family a lot, Owens family and otherwise. So they're trying to make this last match as personal as possible and really putting all their chips on the table, which is what you do. I ain't mad at it. And this is certainly better than a contract signing. My God. So Cole and Graves hype up the Sunday's Rumble card. We see some Special Olympics athletes in the virtual crowd, which I think is a nice touch. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. It's very good. But I know we're not going to get a clean finish here, and we don't. Sammy runs in and attacks Bryan from behind for the disqualification. After the bell, Cesaro brings Big E in the ring and works him over in the corner. So all this chaos is happening. We go to commercial. We come back, and now we have a six-man. Cesaro, Big E, Daniel Bryan against Nakamura, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles. Bunch of stuff happens. Big E, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro win by DQ because of Miz and Morrison jumping in. All kinds of madness. We go to commercial, and you can guess what's going to happen. Now we have Otis, Cesaro, Big E, Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, John Morrison, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and AJ Styles. What the fuck? So they go and they do their thing. So the long and short of it is Sheamus dodges the Helluva kick, hate that name. Sheamus hits him with the bro kick and gets the win. Yay, good guys win. But the real point of this is Braun Strowman showing up and beating the shit out of everybody. And that's it. It's a go-home show. There's some bad habits here, but I'm thinking that most of them have to do with the Royal Rumble being pushed in the way it was and them not being sure of a bunch of things up until a couple of weeks ago as far as crowd and that kind of thing. So it is what it is. Braun Strowman returns. Yay? Question mark. Anyway, I will be sure to cover the Royal Rumble, and we'll see if we can get Smackdown back on track and see what they do post-Royal Rumble pre-WrestleMania next week.